friend, this is me, your host. Welcome back to our channel. I hope you all are well and doing great. So today I'm back with another video to give a review on a book, on three books which all are about mind, spirit and body. So these three of books will be very useful and helpful for you to think and in this fast-paced, complex world of modern organization. So the first one is the emotional intelligence for leaders. So let's see what we have in this book. In the fast-paced and increasingly complex world of modern organization, leadership requires more than technical knowledge, authority, or strategic insight. Today, leaders are expected to navigate cultural diversity, orga- organizational change, workplace stress, and shifting employee expectations. Within this landscape, emotional intelligence has emerged as one of the most critical competencies for effective leadership. Karima Buck's books, Emotional Intelligence for Leaders, takes on this theme with clarity and purpose. The book provides a practical and engaging roadmap for leaders who wish to strengthen their ability to understand themselves and others, manage emotions effectively, and build strong, resilient teams. Unlike leadership guides that emphasize operational processes or rigid frameworks, Buck's places the human element at the center of their leadership practice. This review explores the content, strengths, and limitations of Buck's book. It also provides a critical analysis of the themes she discusses: self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, and evaluates their practical applications for leaders across industries. Overview of the book: structure and organization. Buck organizes the book around the five foundational components of emotional intelligence, first popularized by Daniel Goleman. First one is self awareness, second is self regulation, and third, motivation, four, empathy, fifth one is social skills. Each of these area is examined in detail with examples drawn from workplace scenarios and leadership practice. Importantly, importantly, Baksh does not remain at the level of theory. Each chapter concludes with reflection points and exercises, prompting readers to assess their own leadership behaviors, identify gaps, and apply new strategies. Key themes. The central argument of the book is that emotional intelligence is not an emotional intelligence is not an optional or secondary trait but a core requirement of effective leadership. Leaders who fail to recognize this often struggle with poor communication, high employee turnover, and team disengagement. Conversely, leaders who cultivate EQ foster trust, resilience, and long term organizational success. Now we have detailed analysis of core themes. First, we have the self awareness, the foundation of leadership. Baksh places great emphasis on self awareness as the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. Leaders who lack self awareness are often blind to their own behaviors and the unintended impact of their decisions. For example, a leader who becomes impatient in stressful situations may not realize how their tone demoralizes their teams. The book encourages leaders to ask reflective questions such as, what emotions drive my decisions? How do I respond under pressure? What do others experience when they interact with me? This self reflection is essential for authentic leadership. Baksh argues that leaders who understand themselves are better positioned to admit mistakes, model humility, and build trust. Second point, we have self regulation, managing emotions under pressure. The second component, self regulation, is described as the ability to control impulsive reactions, remain calm under stress, and respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally. The second component, self regulation, is described as the ability to control impulsive reactions, remain calm under stress, and respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally. Leaders are constantly exposed to high pressure environments, conflict, tight deadlines, or organizational crisis. A leader who reacts impulsively may create further conflict, while one who regulates emotions sets the tone for stability. Bucks provides practical techniques for self regulation, such as mindfulness practices, pausing before responding, and reframing negative thoughts. This section is particularly relevant for leaders in industries where crises are common, such as healthcare, emergency services, or corporate negotiations. Third one is motivation, inspiring purpose and resilience. Burke highlights that motivation in emotionally intelligent leaders extends beyond external rewards like salary or promotion. Instead, it is rooted in intrinsic drivers such as purpose, passion, and a commitment to meaningful goals. She explains how leaders can foster motivation by communicating a clear vision, aligning organizational goals with employees' values, modeling resilience during challenges. This perspective is particularly relevant in contemporary workplaces where employees increasingly seek purpose driven careers. A leader motivated by a deeper sense of mission can inspire teams to remain committed even during times of uncertainty. 4. Empathy, building connection and trust. Perhaps the strongest theme in Buck's books is empathy. She challenges the misconception that empathy is a weakness or a soft skill. Instead, arguing that it is a strategic leadership tool. Leaders who demonstrate empathy build stronger bonds, resolve conflicts effectively, effectively and inspire loyalty. Example in this book show how empathic leaders listen, Leaders listen actively, validate others' emotions, and understand different perspectives. Importantly, Baksh clarifies that empathy is not about avoiding tough decisions. It is about delivering those decisions with compassion and fairness. This section is particularly relevant in multicultural workplaces with diverse backgrounds, values, and expectations must be navigated sensitively. 5. Social skills, communication, and influence. The final component, social skills, ties together the aspect of EQ. Leaders must be able to communicate clearly, manage relationships, and influence others constructively. Baksh emphasizes that trust is the invisible currency of leadership. Without it, even technically skilled leaders will struggle to unite their teams. She discusses practical approaches to building trust, including transparency, consistency, and fairness. In addition, she stresses the importance of conflict resolution skills, noting that conflict is inevitable but destructive only when mishandled. Strengths of the book: clarity and accessibility. The writing style is simple, direct, and engaging, making the book accessible to a wide range of readers. Practical application: the inclusion of exercises and reflection points transforms the book from theory into a practical guide. 3. Relevance across leadership levels. Whether one is a team leader, department manager, or executive, the lessons are applicable. Focus on reflection. The emphasis on self assessment makes it especially useful for leadership development programs. Limitations of the book: while the book is highly valuable, practical applications for leaders. Conclusion: Emotional Intelligence for Leaders by Karima Baksh is an insightful, practical, and inspiring resource for modern leaders. It demonstrates convincingly that leadership is not defined solely by authority or technical expertise, but by the ability to manage emotions, correct authentically, and inspire others toward a shared vision. While the book revisits concepts familiar to those well versed in leadership literature, its accessible style, practical exercises, and human centered focus make it a highly valuable addition. Bucks reminds us that leaders are remembered not just for what they achieve, but for how they make others feel. For current and aspiring leaders seeking to grow in self awareness, resilience, empathy, and communication, this book is both a guide and a call to action. So, here we have a review of the second book, which is Manifest and Receive. So, let's see what we have in this book. What's the message we have? Introduction: The Search for Abundance. In today's world, people are constantly searching for meaning, success, and inner peace. Modern society often pushes individuals into cycles of stress, scarcity, and comparison. Amidst this environment, books like Manifest and Receive emerge as powerful guides, offering readers hope and practical tools to transform their mindset and attract abundance. Unlike purely motivational works that focus only on positive thinking, this book carefully weaves together spiritual laws, psychological practices, and actionable exercises. It reassures readers that manifestation is not magic or fantasy. It is a process of aligning one's inner state with external goals. The book's title itself, Manifest and Receive, suggests a dual process. First, the act of consciously creating intentions, which is manifesting, and second, the art of opening oneself up to accept what the universe delivers, which is receiving. Many people focus heavily on one aspect but neglect the other. This book emphasizes the importance of mastering both. The central philosophy of the book. The central philosophy of Manifest and Receive can be summarized in three words: energy creates reality. Every thought, feeling, and action we engage in sends out vibrations into the universe. These vibrations these vibrations interact with external circumstances and return to us in the form of opportunities, relationships, or challenges. The book insists that nothing in life is purely accidental. Rather, our internal alignment plays a major role in shaping outcomes. The author emphasizes that manifestation is not about forcing the universe to bend to our will. Instead, it is about co creation, a harmonious dance between personal intention and universal intelligence. Readers are encouraged to let go of illusion of control while still taking responsibility for the mindset and choices. Structural style of the book. The structure of the book makes it digestible and practical. Defining manifestation. Understanding what it truly means. Second, clarity of desire. How to sharpen vague goals into precise intentions. Third, mindset and belief systems. Overcoming limited beliefs. 4. The energy of gratitude. Shifting from scarcity to abundance. Fifth, visualization and affirmation practices. Training the subconscious. 6. Releasing resistance. Why letting go is key to receiving. 6. Releasing resistance. 7 is taking inspired action. Aligning effort with intention. Living in flow, embodying trust and openness daily. Each chapter concludes with reflection exercises, making the book interactive. The writing style is conversational, motivating, and warm, almost like having a personal coach guiding you through transformation. Strengths of the book: clarity and simplicity. Concepts are broken down in plain language. Practical application: exercises make it usable in daily life. Balance of mindset and action. Avoids extremes of just think positive or just work hard. Encourage tone. The language feels supportive and hopeful. Comparison with other manifestation books. Compared to The Secret, this book is more grounded in daily practices. Compared to Ask and It Is Given, it is more structured and beginner friendly. Compared to Think and Grow Rich, it blends mindset and spiritual energy rather than focusing solely on wealth. Reader reflections and potential impact. Readers report feeling lighter, more hopeful, and more proactive after applying the teachings. The practicing of journaling, affirmations, and visualizations become transformative habits. For many, the book shifts life from a passive experience into an empowered creation. One real story shared in the book described manifesting a dream home within months of practicing visualization and gratitude. Another shared how they attracted meaningful relationships by first cultivating self love. These stories highlight the impact of combining in inner transformation with external action. Practical applications for daily life. The book can be integrated into daily routines, morning affirmations, and gratitude journaling, daily visualization for 5 to 10 minutes, taking small, inspired steps toward goals, practicing surrender by letting go of anxiety about outcomes. Over weeks and months, these practices reshape not only external circumstances but also internal peace and confidence. Conclusion. Why manifest and receive matters? Manifest and receive is not just another motivational book, it is a roadmap for transforming one's mindset, habits, and energy. Its greatest contribution lies in reminding readers that they are not powerless victims of circumstances. Instead, they are co creators of their lives. By combining clarity, belief, gratitude, visualization, detachment, action, and flow, the book provides a holistic framework for manifestation. While skeptics may dismiss its spiritual tone, those open to its practices will find it a life challenging guide. So, the last one book we have on which I'm going to give a review is Creative Rush. Introduction. Awakening the Creative Spirit. Creativity is often perceived as a mysterious gift possessed by a select few painters, writers, musicians, or inventors who appear to be naturally inspired. Yet, in reality, creativity belongs to everyone. It is not confined to art studios or concert halls, but is present in daily problem solving, decision making, and even the way we live our lives. The book Creative Rush captures this very essence. It is not simply a manual about artistic techniques or creative industries. Rather, It is a celebration of the universal creative spirit. The Rush referenced it emphasizes that creativity is a state of energy, curiosity, and flow that anyone can tap into. The, the Rush referenced in the title is the exhilarating surge of joy, inspiration, and momentum that comes when we allow ourselves to create freely without judgment to fear. In today's world, where many feel stuck in routines, pressured by productivity, or disconnected from their inner passions, this book serves as both a spark and a roadmap. It empowers readers to break through blocks, cultivate habits, and embrace the liberating experience of creativity in every aspect of life. Structure and style of the book. The structure of Creative Rush makes it approachable and engaging for all readers of all backgrounds. The book is divided into key sections, each exploring different dimensions of creativity. Understanding creativity, where inspiration comes from and why it matters. Second, overcoming creative blocks, identifying fears, doubts, and barriers. Third, state of flow, how to enter and sustain creative energy, play and experimentation, learning to embrace mistakes, daily habits for creativity, practices to keep ideas alive, the courage to share, building confidence to express work publicly, living a creative life, infusing creativity into everyday experiences. Stylistically, the writing is energetic, motivational, and conversational. The author avoids heavy academic jargon and instead uses relatable uses relatable examples, personal anecdotes, and practical tips. At times, the tone feels like a coach urging readers to take the leap and express themselves. Central philosophy of the book. The central philosophy of the book of Creative Rush is that creativity is a natural human force, something that can be strengthened, nurtured, and lived daily. The book challenges myths such as only talented people are creative. Creativity is not practical. I don't have time for creativity. Instead, it argues that creativity is essential for human fulfillment and innovation. Whether one is painting, writing, cooking, gardening, designing business strategies, or even raising children, creativity plays a role. The rush comes not from perfection but from expression. The book insists that creativity is not about producing flawless work but about tapping into curiosity, experimentation, and authenticity. The joy comes from the process, not merely the outcome. Expanded key lessons and insights. Creativity belongs to everyone. This book makes a powerful argument that creativity is universal. Too often, people distance themselves from creativity by saying, I'm not an artist or I'm not talented. The book dismantles this myth by showing that creativity exists in everyday actions. A teacher who invents new ways to engage students, a chef who experiments with flavors, a business leader who designs innovative solutions, a parent who tells bedtime stories with imaginations. By broadening the definition, the book liberates creativity from elitism and makes it accessible to everyone. Breaking through creative blocks, almost every creator experiences blocks, moments of doubt, procrastination, or fear of judgment. The book identifies key sources of these blocks perfectionism, fear of criticism, overthinking, comparison. To overcome these blocks, the author suggests setting small, achievable goals, practicing messy creativity, entering the creative flow. The concept of flow, popularized by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, is central to the book. Flow is a mental state where time disappears, distractions fade, and one becomes completely absorbed in the creative act. Fourth one is play, experimentation, and embracing mistakes. A refreshing aspect of the book is its insistence that creativity is play. Adults often take creativity too seriously, focusing on productivity and results. Yet, the author argues that playfulness opens the door to originality. The book encourages experimenting with new mediums, allowing mistakes and learning from them, treating creativity as exploration rather than performance. Habits to sustain creativity. The author compares creativity to muscle. It grows stronger with daily use. To sustain the creative rush, the book offers practical habits. Morning pages, writing freely each morning to clear mental clutter. Idea journals, capturing sparks of inspiration before they vanish. Daily mini projects, spending 20 minutes on a creative activity. Mindfulness practices, meditation and nature walks to recharge inspiration. Consistency rather than intensity, emphasized as the key to long term creativity. 6. The courage to share work. One of the greatest fear in creativity is sharing work with others. The book acknowledges this fear but insists that creativity is meant to be expressed. Sharing invites feedbacks, inspire others, fosters connection. The author suggests starting small, sharing with friends, online communities, trusted peers, before gradually expanded to larger audiences. Over time, this builds resilience and confidence. 7. Living a creative life. The book concludes with the idea that creativity is not just an activity, but a way of life. Readers are encouraged to infuse creativity into daily choices, from cooking and dressing to problem solving and relationships. A creative life is one of openness, curiosity, and courage. Strength of the book: accessibility, written in clear, relatable language. Second, motivational energy, that it inspires readers to act immediately. Third, holistic approach, that it balances mindset, habits, and expression. Practical tools, that it offers exercises and routines to build creativity. Comparison with similar books. Compared to the artist's way, Creative Rush is more energetic and less structured, focusing on motivation rather than long spiritual exercises. Compared to Big Magic, it is less philosophical but more practical in tone. Compared to Steal Like an Artist, it covers broader themes of creativity beyond art, encouraging creativity in all aspects of life. Conclusion. The lasting value of Creative Rush. Creative Rush is more than a book, it is a call to action. It reminds us that creativity is not reserved for a gifted few, but a bright birthright of all humans. By breaking free from fear, embracing flow, and building daily habits, readers can unlock the exhilarating rush of creativity. This book's true values lies in its accessibility, inspiration, and practical guidance. While it may not satisfy readers seeking technical mastery or field specific advice, it succeeds in its broader mission, reigniting passion and encouraging needed fearless expression. So this is all we have from these three of the books. You can tell me in the comment section which one do you like the most, which one is proved to be helpful for you. So I'll be back with another video. Till then, just take care and goodbye.